draw from the drop.
Let's see what we got, man. Make sure y'all subscribe too.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's research-informed defensive lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I'm your host, John Correa. Today's video comes to us from Cincinnati, Ohio. Henry Holsters is one of our trusted holster providers at Active Self-Protection. From the Enigma Easy button to their light-bearing Ember, their ambidextrous Cypher, and their AIWB or IWB Spark and more, they make link in the description. Our defender here is standing right next to the door facing us in a light-colored coat. The other two guys are talking to him as a setup to a robbery here that are kind of standing and facing him. And he's sitting there just looking at his phone.
Off rip, bro. Two niggas with their hoods on, hands in their pockets, walking up, talking to you, bro. It's nothing for us to talk about, bro. He's sitting there laughing, chop. There's nothing for us to be talking about right here, bro.
Now, I'm not sure what he's waiting on here. It said that his girlfriend is in the car kind of up the block a little ways here. And again, I don't know what he's waiting on. I don't know if this
They got skis on too, bro. What, man? You should have... Man, you better off just running inside. I would have ran inside the store, man. I ain't even talking to y'all, bro. Niggas be having no, like, situational awareness,
he's waiting on a buddy, or if they are talking about, maybe some illicit substances changing hands. I don't have any information to that effect. I'm just saying it's kind of weird that he's standing around doing nothing. And then what you're going to watch is the guy that's kind of looking around and he's going to draw a gun and then stick it in his guts. And when he does, our guy's looking at his phone, smoking a cigarette, kicks the guy, kind of pushes him away.
Ooh.
Now watch him kind of trot away. He's going to draw his own gun here, and they're going to go at it and have a gunfight. Our defender shot the aggressor in the leg, and the aggressor, as he brought the gun up, unfortunately shot our defender in the chest. And you saw the aggressor there hop off, 15 years old. And our defender is going to kind of stand around. You're going to see him come around the car here in just a second. And, he called his girlfriend. She came out and waited with him. They waited until cops arrived. Unfortunately, by the time the police arrived, he was unconscious. They transported him to the hospital, and he didn't make it. And the 15-year-old in this case has been charged with murder and with aggravated robbery in this particular case.
He should have aimed higher, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
Little consolation for our victim.
Bro.
Not a good...
That's why sometimes, bro, you just gotta give it up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes
here, you want to have your decision making on point. That's why you're here on this channel. Make sure that you are following us on Active Self-Protection Extra. Link is in the description. Or if you're in the Asp Unlimited app, it is the Asp Extra Rail.
You give it up, throw it on the ground, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Your skill set is up to it too, would you? Haven't seen anything. This is a brand new issue, so I don't know, again, why he's hanging out here. But recognize transitional spaces. This is like 9:30 p.m., so it's not quite a stupid time yet. But transitional places are kind of stupid places to hang out. I'm not blaming him for what happened here. I am saying we want to pay attention in these transitional spaces. He's smoking a cigarette, sitting on his phone, and that means he's not paying any attention to his world. Remember, your smartphone is a thought vacuum, and I get it. You just want to occupy your mind. But in a transitional space like this, in particular, when there's other people you don't know around, put your phone away. Maybe get the heck out of there. Go sit in the car with your girlfriend. Now, I want to note here that our perp, you notice what he did? He kind of did what we'd call a target glance, or, a furtive glance. He kind of looked over like this, and that's for a couple reasons. What we see him doing is looking for, is anyone paying attention? Are there any witnesses? Is this my way to get away? And those are pre-attack indicators. So again, though, if you're on your phone, you're not going to see that. And so why'd they pick him? And why this time? He's on his phone. He's got valuables. They want his stuff. And so when he pulls the gun, the first time that our guy is going to see it is when it's stuck in his guts. Now, when it's that time, if he's got mad kung fu skills, he could try a disarm here, okay? But I think that to expect him to do that as his first example is kind of Chuck Norris level of martial arts, woo. And I just don't think most people would do that. I think your initial interaction, your initial thought is going to be to push it away from you, kind of like this guy does. It's what we call a startle flinch response, really. And now I've never seen somebody draw a gun from the startle flinch, but to push problems off of you and to reassess, I've seen that many times in real life. And that's exactly what he does here. You see him push that off. And now watch what he does here is he's going to kind of trot off. I want to note here, he's turning away and blading his body away to try to get a surreptitious draw. Now, I think here a better answer is just to run hard. Is just to, turn your feet and run as hard as you can. Now, if the guy runs with you, well,
Nah, ain't no turning your feet. Ain't no turning your feet. Nah, he did the best thing he could do, bro. He did the best thing he could do, bro. He talking about turn your feet and running hard, bro. He gonna probably pop you in your back, man. Pause. But he probably going, man, that's
problem that you had before. But this kind of hop shuffle step isn't gonna do it.
Yeah, because I feel like he ain't even see him pull it out, though. Like, he ain't even see him. What he was doing right there, that little huffle, he ain't even see him pulling it out.
Now, he is carrying front of hips here. He's carrying appendix is what we normally call that. So he's going to be able to get his gun out without being seen. But recognize that surreptitious draw is only going to last for a few seconds. Now, watch what happens here as he draws. I've zoomed it in. Now, watch. He gets first shot off. But if you notice, that's the shot that hits our perp in the leg. So it's not just the first one to get a shot off that wins a gunfight. It's the first one to put an anatomically significant hit in the other guy. So yes, getting first is important, and being fast is important. Man. But that might be shot there, in the competition shooting world, that would have missed the entire target because a shot in the leg isn't going to incapacitate. He's probably not going to feel it for a while, and it's not going to change his behavior, just like it doesn't here, because he's still getting his gun up, doesn't change his behavior, and he gets a shot into the chest of our good guy. Now, that adage that we say all the time is you can't count on luck, but luck counts. Unfortunately, it counts both ways. And sometimes you're just going to be unlucky. You can't win every gunfight. He got his gun out here. He got his gun out fast here, but he missed. So I'm not saying he's a bad shooter. I'm saying he got a shot on the bad guy, but he didn't get an anatomically significant hit on the other guy, and the other guy did. And so, listen, being fast and accurate, which one's more important? Well, listen, you want to have a big bucket full of both. And drawing from the drop like this put him at a severe disadvantage where he felt like he had to go significantly faster. Now, you watch him here, he's still up and in the fight. I give him mad props for that as I've slowed it down to see him get at least 4 shots off, maybe more. Remember, the frame rates of the camera mean that we may not see every shot that is being fired here because the camera may not pick it up. That's just the way that photography equipment works. And then you notice here, our bad guy is hobbling off, and our good guy then is finally standing. He didn't get any hits with any of the shots.
His homeboys took off running. They ain't had no guns on them. Jit was the only one with a gun. I wonder if they had to charge his homeboys too.
He hit was the first one that hit the guy in the leg, and the other shots didn't. As a general rule, move then shoot, shoot then move. Now, he is mortally wounded here, but he doesn't know that. So stay in the fight. Emotional fitness means staying in the fight as long as you can. Getting good, accurate hits is what you need.
That nigga, I just peeped dude right here. What is he doing by this?
Hits with any of these shots. The only shot that he hit was the first one.
I mean, he hit the guy in the leg. Nowhere, bro. That's your best bet, bro.
So, as a general rule, move then shoot.
Just watch
shoot
that
then
shit.
Move. Now, he is mortally wounded here, but he doesn't know that. So stay in the fight. Emotional fitness means staying in the fight as long as you can. Getting good,
that nigga just got a front row seat to shoot at.
Accurate hits is what you need. Now, once the fight is over, our perp has skittered off, and okay, they're going to go find him in the hospital later. But notice that our good guy here is going to come back on screen. He kind of hopped around his girlfriend's car, and it kind of looks to me like he doesn't even know he's wounded at this point. And that's very common under adrenaline. You may not know you're wounded, which is why we do tap ifs, right? Is the threat down? Do I need to hit him again? Did he bring any accomplices to the fight? That's A. Is my partner okay, or are they in the fight? Then I, injuries. Am I injured? You see him here, kind of puts things down. I think that's him there. And he's just kind of looking. And instead, you want to check for injuries quickly, because if you have injuries, you want to start treating them immediately. Then you check the condition of your firearm. That's the first F. Second F is follow-up actions. What can I do to make myself safer? And then S, seek help, call 911. The last bits here, number one, make sure that your first aid equipment is on your person and you know how to use it. A chest seal here might have made a difference. I don't know that it would have. But knowing that you have your first aid equipment on you, knowing how to use it, knowing that you can get it in the fight if you need to save your own life, very important. Secondly, on follow-up actions here, If I'm the girlfriend, we're not waiting for the cops. We are boogieing for the emergency room as fast as we can. And you're like, well, I don't know where the closest emergency room is. What I want you to do in your town right now is look up the level 1 trauma center in your town. And I want you to know exactly where that is, which hospital is
That's
it.
some good
so
advice
that if
right
you
there.
have to, you can be on the phone with 911 saying, I am in this colored car and I am headed for whatever trauma center is. You know, here in Phoenix, Arizona, St. Joe's,
St.
Joseph's Hospital is a level 1 trauma center. I'm heading there at top speed. And I am ignoring the posted speed limits doing so. And if you know, wee-woo wagon wants to meet you en route, great, but we're coming hard because those minutes can be the difference between life and death. Of course, as well, you want to practice spiritual fitness, friends. You never know when your last day is going to be, so you want to make sure that you've lived a good, sane, sober, moral, prudent life, that you've made a difference in your world and that you've done everything that you can, that your family knows that you love them, that you've solved every conflict that you reasonably can, that you live at peace with all people, and that you and Jesus have a strong relationship because you'll need it on that day. I mean, I applaud this guy for getting his gun out into the fight. I think he did the best he could. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. That's why we learn these lessons to cover our ass.
Damn, bro. Ain't talking about buddy and Chud just cool. Yeah, I need to be safe out here, bro.